Hello friends, this is Techlistic Guy and today I'm going to give a brief introduction regarding the Java class and object. So let's start. Let's go to the techlistic.com and go to the Java section. So you already know Java is one of the most popular languages right now. There are other languages also which are getting popular these days like Python, Golang, but Java is still on the top, and there are so many applications which are still using Java for the backend. Java has different features. It was developed in 1991 by James Gosling. It has different features. You can install the Java from the Oracle's website. You can download the latest version from here. You can simply install it. So there are few terms in Java which are like JDK, JRE, and JVM. So JDK is nothing but the Java Development Kit, and JRE is Java Runtime Environment, and JVM is called the Java Virtual Machine. So you can go over this page for more detailed info regarding these. Java editors are the IDEs which we use for writing the Java code. But our today's focus is this topic: what is Java class and object. So let's click on it and simply switch to this part. Yeah. So what will be today's agenda? It will be what is a Java class. We will be creating first Java program, the hello world, explanation of the Java keywords which will be used in the hello world program, and then we will see how we can create a Java object and what are the uses of the Java objects, right? Okay, so I'm using here the Eclipse IDE. I have installed the Eclipse IDE and I will be writing the Java code in the Eclipse. You can simply, it is a freeware, you can install it, download it from the internet, install it. Java is also installed on my system. So what you have to do is click on the package, click new, and let's create a class. So I'm naming my class as my Java class. Okay, so you can see this is the package name com.techlistic.java. So basically uh, the meaning behind this naming convention is com stands for the company, techlistic is the techlistic.com, .java is we are writing a Java program, right? And you can see this is a Java class, public and class. These are the two keywords. Public is a access modifier, which means this class will be a global class. Public class means this class can be accessible within whole my project. All the other classes which are present inside this project would be able to access my this class. That's why it's public, right? And in Java, a class can be started with the parenthesis and closed with the closing parenthesis. So class has a starting point and a end point, right? So whatever we will write inside this Java class. I hope you understand what is a Java class. Okay, let's switch back to the techlistic.com and see. So here you can see in theoretical term, a class is a blueprint from which object is created. So we can think a class as a house, and the sketch of the house, the prototype, or we can say the blueprint of the house, which has all the details about the floors, doors, windows, etc. of the house, right? So that is a class. A class can have fields, methods, constructor, nested class, interface, blocks. So we will cover these topics in the later videos. Today we will only focus on the class. So we have created the class. Now what can be written inside a class? You can write any variable. I have created a string name and given the value John to it, right? And now let's create any function, public void my method. This is a one method. So again, a method will also have a starting parenthesis and closing parenthesis. So my method is starting here and closing here, right? So everything which I'm writing inside a class. All right, so this is a very simple class where I have declared a variable which is string name John, and a method which does not have any body. Okay, let's give body to this. So I have written system.out.println. This is for printing anything in the Java. This statement is used for that. Okay, I'm now printing the name variable inside this my method. This is an example of my class, right? So here there is one another class in Techlistic. We have created one class named dog. We have three variables: string breed, int age, string color. Obviously the breed would be in string format, age would be in numerical format, that's why we declared it as int, and color would also be in string format, so that's why we declared it as string. And we have two methods, one is barking and the other is hungry. Okay, all right, so we will be writing our first program, which is hello world. So I have already given you one example of a class. Now I am going to remove this and will be creating one hello world program. So for that I will create one main method. So what you have to do is write main and then press Control and space. Press Control and then click space. So you will get uh, these options, right? You have to double click on this main, and it will automatically create the main method for you. So we will cover what all these variables are, right? This is my main method. So main, as the name suggests, this is the name of the method. Okay, public is again the access modifier. A method can be public, private, protected, default. So we have given it public, it means it is a global method. Static is again another Java keyword which is used alongside the methods and variables, and when we declare any method as a static, it is called as static method, which means if I want to call this method or any static method, I do not have to create the object of the class. I can call the static methods without creating the object of the class. We can simply call the static methods with class name, dot operator, and name of the method. Void is the return type, and void means nothing, null. So this method is not returning anything. Main is again, I mean, This is the name of the method. String arguments. This is a this is an array, command line array. So this is for giving the command line arguments to this method. It's used for that purpose. Okay, so what I am doing is I will be printing hello world. So what I have done, I have written SYSO, and again you have to press Control and space. It will complete the print statement for you. This is a shortcut in Eclipse IDE. SYSO and then Control and space. System is a class, out is a object of the print stream class, and println is a method. It is used for printing anything. So I will be printing hello world inside the double quotes because it is a string. Okay, and how we can execute this? You can right click on this class and then click on run as Java application. Proceed. All right, guys. So I had some technical issues while executing on the Java program. So the problem was with my Maven object. It was not able to download all the dependencies that I have described in the pom.xml. So right now I'm using a different project. I switched my class to this project demo framework, and I have my hello world program, and now I will execute it. Run as Java application. Okay, yeah. So it is executed. You can see it has printed hello world, right? So this is the demonstration of a Java program, the first Java program, which is the hello world, right? So what we have done is we have created one main method. We have a print statement here where we are printing the hello world. So the main method has the keywords as public, static, void, and string arguments, right? So we have covered this. We have created our first Java program. We have explained all the Java keywords used in Hello World program, and now the next thing is what is a Java object and how we can create a Java object, and what are the different uses of the Java object. All right. Okay. So this is a main method. I will not touch this. Let's now create one another method, public void my method. I have created one another method which is of name my method, and it is a public method, and its return type is void, means it will not return anything. Okay, and what I will do, I will print something in it. Okay, I am printing inside it my method. So I have told you the shortcut to complete the print statement is SYSO and control space, right? I have created this method. So now I want to execute my main method, and alongside the main method, I also want to execute this my method. So one thing here to note is that uh, whenever we execute any Java method, the Java compiler will look for the main method. It will not look for any other method in the class. It can have a class can have n number of methods, but it will only look for the main method, and a class can only have one main method, right? So we can say that main method is the execution point of a Java class. So I want to execute my this method also, right? So for that what I have to do is I have to call this method inside my main method. And how can I do that? I can do that using the Java object. With double slashes, you can create any comment inside a Java class. I am writing here, create Java object. This is just a comment. Okay. So how can I create a Java object? First of all, I have to write name of the class, which is my Java class. Then you have to provide the object name. Okay, my object. I have given the name as my object is equals to new. New keyword is used for creating the object, and then you have to provide the constructor of the class, which is of the same name with class name along with the brackets. All right. So this is the syntax for creating the object. Class name, object name, new keyword, and the constructor. The constructor is nothing but the class name and the brackets. So constructor is always called whenever we create a object of the class. So my object is the object of the class, and we can use this object to call this method inside main method. Okay, let's try that. My object, the object name, dot. If I click dot, it is giving me different options which I can call here. So let's type the name of my method, which is my method. Okay, I have only typed my and it is showing me the option my method. I will select this. All right, this is it. So it has called my method inside the main method. So what will happen now if I'll execute my program now? Let's see. Run as Java application. Okay, see. So first it has executed the hello world, which is written inside the main method, and then it has printed my method, which is written inside the my method. So what has the Java compiler, how the execution has done? So first of all, the the JVM looks for the main method, right? It executed the first statement, hello world, then it went to the line number 10 where it created the object named my object of my class. Then it went on to this statement, line number 12, and what it does is it enters into the my method from here to here, and it executes this statement at line number 18, print it my method, and come back to this, and then the execution finished here. I hope you understand that. So we have called my method inside the main method using the object of the class. The same thing we can uh, also call the variables inside the main method using the object. I have created one variable which is of type string and its value is John. My object name is myobj. You do not have to create the objects again and again. If you have created one object, that is enough. You can use the same object for different purposes in the same class. Dot name. All right. So what I am doing here is, let me make one more comment calling my method, and here calling name variable. So I have given one print statement, and what I am doing here is, inside that print statement I am using the same object dot name, the variable, right? And now I will execute. It will also print the value of the name variable. See, hello world, my method, and then John. All right. So let's take a look at the techlistic, what we have, the theory given for it. So we often read in our textbooks, object is an instance of a class. So basically an object has all the information which a class has. So, whenever we create any object, it has all the information regarding the class. Like with this object, we can call any method which is present inside this class, or we can call any variable which is present inside this class. So that's why it's called that object is an instance of a class, right? This is the syntax of creating the object, which I have already shown you, right? So it is explaining that my class is class name and my object is the object name. New keyword is used for instantiates the object. My class is the constructor of my class, right? And what are the uses of Java object? We can call methods. I have already shown you how we can call methods by using the uh, Java object using the dot operator, right? Object name, dot operator, and then the method name. Similarly, we can call variables of a class by using object. Similarly, using the dot operator and name of the variable, right?